Allison, thank you for coming over today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Introduce yourself to the audience, your credentials.
Sure. I'm Allison Smith. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I work as a therapist, and I'm a comedian after hours.
Oh yeah, a profession that known for having the hottest people.
Which one? Social work or comedy?
Comedy.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, today we're going to talk about young men and beauty standards. Mm-hmm. A lot of young men now are experiencing a lot of insecurity when it comes to their looks. I know you've probably seen it all over social media. I think just the other day, the way it's manifesting right now is I'm seeing a lot of young guys taking like copious amounts of steroids to get really fucking jacked.
Yeah.
And I'm like starting at like 16. I think I saw a video of some kid who's like only 20 because he's like gained so much muscle mass, he has to go to sleep with a CPAP machine to just make sure he doesn't fucking suffocate.
Yeah.
Which I think is diabolical.
There's big prices to pay, right? I mean, physically, first of all, yeah, I guess you're like crushing your windpipe at night. Psychologically, like your mood is going to become super unstable, right? Because you're having all of these like hormonal changes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're paying like a pretty big price in like other realms of your life.
Yeah, it's like there's so many prices to pay, right? Of course, the obvious one is like having a heart attack way sooner than you would expect to have one. The other one is like you might get to a point where you feel like there's no end to it. You get to one stage, you put on like X amount of muscle, and then you look at yourself in the mirror and you feel like you're like, I'm still too small.
Yeah.
I need to get bigger. And I saw a video of somebody recently who's this guy made a TikTok and he was yelling because he said, I've spent so much time going to the gym and getting jacked so that I could get women, but the only people sliding into my DMs are gay men.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like probably talking about me, but we'll put that to the side.
You block it, you make a new account, you know? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. When you're so focused on yourself, first of all, you're like losing contact with what other people even want and are responding to, you know? Like I think the hot thing for women was like dad bods for the most part, right? Like women there's a certain softness, I don't know, you can't speak for everybody, but for the most part, this like really male gazy chiseled like vibe.
Blue steel.
It's like I want a woman so I can impress other men and have their approval because of the kind of woman that I have, but I'm kind of bypassing the actually caring about what the woman says or wants part.
Yeah. Which is pretty gay, which works out for me. I want there to be more gay men for me to choose from.
The steroid to David pipeline.
Yeah, the steroid to David pipeline. They're not coming over. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, once they've like destroyed their bodies and their self-esteem, they're gonna be right there.
Yeah.
But it's true what you're saying, like your awareness starts to drift, right? Like that's the dysmorphia. If you say the word fork 100 times, it starts to lose its meaning if you over-focus on something. And women learned this in the 90s because they were over plucking their eyebrows and it never felt thin enough, you know? Like, and we see this with plastic surgery and stuff too, that like you add some filler to your lips and then it looks normal and then you need to do more to feel like there's a difference but you're getting more and more distorted from how you actually look because you're way too zoomed in on one thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, my main issue with the looks maxing thing and trend that I've seen is that it really is pushing like a very, very specific type of look to the point where I think there's like an online tool that one of them made to literally measure
the golden ratio.
Yeah, a golden ratio, but for your face, and so you can say like how ugly you are just based off of these. Granted, I would say It's pseudoscientific, arbitrary measurements.
Oh, it's eugenics, right? Like we're literally doing skull measuring, and I mean, you'll see that like anytime you do a person of color, they're like, let me make these features look more Caucasian. Like that's all it does.
Yeah.
Is like it's a specific like white beauty standard that is unattainable even within that zone, but definitely is not like calibrated to anybody else.
Mm-hmm. So I guess that leads me to the next question. You know, you have these. Of course, the incels who started this,
Sure.
the men who can't get laid, who made a system,
Sure.
so that other men who can't get laid can continue to not get laid, I guess.
But in a way, they're like preying on each other. Like that's the whole point, right? Because we know that the way you would get laid would be by developing some social skills and like connections with people. Mm-hmm. But like, if you are so averse to doing it, you tell somebody else, like, do these things that will make this impossible for you. Like, invest in going away from that. And then we can all be in our little club together and, like, nothing will ever threaten it.
In their minds, it feels like they have the answers to being a beautiful person and creating value for yourself in society. Mm-hmm. And it really feels like they're just convincing themselves of their own philosophy by being able to push this on to impressionable young men for the most part.
And I mean, they have these arguments like they call women like foids, and there's like all of this weird really objectifying stuff. But the thing is, like, when you start to degrade other people, you start to think that's what everyone's doing, and you're kind of start to degrade yourself, and you think that everyone else is being as judgmental to you because you've invested all this time in being super judgmental. Mm. That just feels true, but it's not true. Like, other people are just not thinking about you that much or in that way or at that level.
Yeah, and most people are not ever thinking about you as much as you think they are.
Yeah, sometimes they are, but
sometimes they are.
Very rarely.
Sometimes they are. Sometimes
they're usually not.
Yeah.
They should be though.
People should be thinking about me specifically.
Sure.
This ass is going crazy. And this brain too. This brain going crazy too.
And we don't give enough credit. Yeah, what's on the inside?
What's on the inside? But as I said, like, love is blind. That's demonstrated clearly that no, love is not blind. You need to be attracted to a person in order to love them. Even I'd say a blind person would agree. Like, if I am not physically attracted to the person that I'm with, I'm not sure if I would want to be with them. Even though that is considering that time is going to turn us all into chum physically. But right now you're not chum. And right. I feel like it is like your physical appearance does have some value, but is that not maybe I'm just shallow as fuck.
I mean, you got a boy brain. Like, I don't know, it's a little bit different, right? But
what's the lady brain?
I don't know. Are you funny? Do you like to, you're nice? I don't know. I mean, I think Love is Blind is such an interesting example because, like, it is like this propaganda tool to try to get people to buy back into, like, the idea of marriage, right? And so it's not really as much about attraction as it is about status, because it's like, I'm only going to be relevant or I'm only going to be valuable if I have a partner and they make me come across a certain way. I mean, this is for people who really, like, think that way, the people that are on it, that, like, this will give me some relevancy or this will be some endorsement because I have a marriage and therefore I must be, like, a worthy person. And we're trying to, like, pitch that to everybody. And so in that way too, I don't think that they even really, in a way, they don't care about how each other look. They care about how it will come off how they look in photos to other people. Like, how will they be judged,
Yeah. Which, it's kind of sad. I'd love to live in a world where looks truly don't matter. But it seems like at every single corner it does appear that that's the case, even for my own experience in life and trying to date or whatever, or just walking up to somebody at a bar and trying to say hi.
I mean, it can matter. I just think that we overinflate what we're really saying matters, Like, people will say that they have, like, such and such preferences, which, first of all, they're usually not preferences, they're requirements, but, like, when it's like racially or this or size-wise or whatever. Like in different cultures, we see these things reversed or flipped or whatever. So there's no like inherent preference for like these certain features or these certain sizes. Like that gets taught to us in society, right? About like what is good and what is preferable and what. It's a status thing too, you know?
Yeah, and you bring up such a good point how in different parts of the world, there is a different standard of beauty that people aspire to, even like I think I mentioned earlier in the essay, even within into those cultures, there is there people from person to person have their own preferences or requirements as to like what they like and what a person looks like. So,
and I think a lot of people don't even know what they really like though. They just know what is good. You know, they know the ranking system.
Yeah.
You know,
you don't think a lot of people don't just sit and look at themselves and say, what do I actually find attractive and actually like?
Well, because it's like, if I have to go out with this and I feel shame, then it wouldn't be worth it, right? I mean, like, size is like an example, right? Because in America, like, during certain time periods, like, we have, like, skinny is really big, and that's really in order, and, like, we say that that's, like, tied to healthiness, or we act like that's some innate thing. But then you have other places, like in Ethiopia, or, like, places that have experienced famine, where if you look skinny, you look really unhealthy, right? And a lot of times skinniness can be unhealthy or healthy. Like, it doesn't necessarily, it's not an indicator of health.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of places where like bigger is better or whatever. And we see like that change over time too. I think there was like a study around Playboy that like during times of greater economic recession, the models get heavier because that's like in an actual way like more comforting and less aspirational. Like, does that come to a truer attraction than the other part? I mean, I don't know, right?
Yeah. So taking all of this in, if I am a person who is feeling pretty insecure about the way that I look, whether I have a weird thing on my face or I don't like the proportions of my body, if I'm physically uncomfortable with the way that I look and don't like the reflection that I'm seeing, what are some things that I can do to change that perception and become more secure in myself?
Yeah, I mean, I think first is focusing on the things you can control rather than the things that you can't, right? So you can always control how you treat people, how you're responsive, the way you reach out to people, the way that you show up, and a lot of attraction like also lives in all of these spaces. So if you're letting all of that go for the gym to chase this unattainable prize, to want to be taller, right? Like some of these things are not in our control. Nobody has a body that they feel like 100% perfect about. Nobody does. There are people that you look up to where you're like, if I had that body, that would be everything. But I think we don't realize that there's always somebody who would feel that way about you, you know? That for whatever reason that you're their goal, you're their after picture. That, you know, your abilities and all these other things. So I think part of it too is like also being less focused on that destination. It's like kind of the growth mindset. Like think about your body, what it does. Like it's keeping you breathing, it's digesting your food. Like if you want to feel stronger, right? You can want to feel stronger. If you want to be faster, you can want to be faster. But the aesthetic of it, which is like really arbitrary, is a harder thing, you know? Think about what your body does for you and then like things that you can actually enjoy and use, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you're working on your jump and then you get to play basketball with people and you get to have these social interactions, then cool. If you're working on your jump so you can tell somebody about it on the internet, I guess I'm not clear what the point of that was.
Yeah, so maybe starting from a point of doing things that are going to benefit you as a person.
Yeah, you have to live in it. It's not about other people's approval, you know?
Starting with things that you can control and also trying to make an adjustment not for the validation of other people, but to feel what? I don't know have to.
Yeah, like it's your body, right? Like you're gonna use the benefit of it. So if you're enjoying like working out or you're enjoying these things, like that's all cool. You know what I mean? Like if you want to be able to play sports, you want to be able to do things with people, or like this is a good social thing for you. But I think forgetting the fact that like people care about how you make them feel more than what they're looking at. You know, there are a lot of uggos that have really cool hot partners. There are a lot of very hot people that cannot do anything to save their life. So that clearly can't be the math.
I think about that all the time. You're like, how did you get that, dude?
Something else. Something else that's in their control, right?
Yeah. I started working out about regularly, I guess 6 years ago at this point. And what are the benefits for you? The benefits for me are that I really like feeling strong. I like I like working out. I like having this space because I work out at home, and I give myself like pretty much an hour and a half just to breathe and let off some energy and listen to this really fun podcast that I enjoy every week. And it feels great. I feel more energized. I feel like it feels like I got something done, and it's encouraging me to do something else with my day. And it's gotten to a point where I have gotten I do like the way that I look more than I did previously, but to a point where it does kind of feel like a byproduct more than a goal that I've been chasing after. Yeah,
you're doing it because it's regulating you. You're doing it because all of these other benefits of moving and being in touch with your body and being in touch with yourself and having that kind of mindfulness, space for yourself.
Exactly. And there's so many benefits to it. That's why I'm always encourage people to make some time just to work out, do whatever physical activity, get your heart pumping. Aside from and not framing it as I'm doing this so that somebody will be attracted to me. Somebody's gonna there's I always tell people this, there's probably at least 10,000 people that think you're the sexiest thing on the planet as you are right now. So, but if you feel like working out will help you, maybe build up your biceps or your shoulders or
stamina, confidence,
and help you feel more secure, I think you should definitely chase after that. But also really instead of that being the focus, say that this is a thing I'm doing to stay healthy and keep my body in the best condition that it can be to do all the things that I wanted to do down the line. As you get older, you're gonna get weaker. You're gonna, and I think it has shown that just lifting weights on a regular basis really does help stave off I don't know, osteoporosis, but basically essentially muscle weakness in old age. Especially, I think that study I saw is not even doing it in your 20s and 30s, but if you start weightlifting in your 40s, that'll actually pay even more dividends than if you had started in your 20s and 30s. So it's probably Arnold Schwarzenegger can still ride a bike.
But wanting to feel healthy, wanting to extend your lifespan, wanting to these are all really fair things, and it is good to move your body and to be in your body and to be in touch with it. I'll just I don't own a scale, and I don't care. I spend zero time thinking about that. I feel how I feel, and then I get whatever feedback I get. But if I'm moving around, it's because I want to be moving around, right? It's not I'm then gonna go home and then be look at this way that I failed at doing this thing for some reason,
Yeah.
Because our brains are whatever you focus on is what you end up getting more of. It's you're building a big highway, and that's where the cars always go, And so if you're putting all of your focus on thinking about other people or thinking about ways that you're falling short or starting to get into all the measurements like that, then that anxiety is going to start producing more of it. But if you try to focus on other stuff, anything else, literally
anything else. Literally anything other than the way you look. There's something that was striking to me about, because I was watching a looks maxing influencer, Clavicular, and he was in an interview, and the interviewer asked him just about what he likes to do for fun and his hobbies, and he was really seemed stumped, and he didn't have anything, had no answers. This is something he never thinks about. And mind you, this is a guy who's using crystal meth on a regular basis to maintain.
Which you would think would provide some hobbies. You got the energy for it, you know. You got the stamina for it.
Yeah. Every time I've done Molly, I'm like, we need to go on a hike now. But this guy's like, I just need to diet. This is all the diet. So I don't know. I say it's just such a sad way to live. So.
Yeah, I feel like it's like everyone's like focused on the destination, right? It's like a means to an end. Like, oh, well, when I get there, I can relax. And when I get there, I can have fun. And when I get there, I can have love. And it's like you basically fast forwarded you were miserable the whole way there, you know? You have to find some time to enjoy being here. At some point, like you said, you're going to be older and you're going to wish you had the abilities that you have now.
Yeah.
And you spent this whole time now degrading yourself instead.
Sometimes I'll just do a handstand or a cartwell.
I can't. I don't go upside down like that.
You can't?
Nah.
Suck on it, loser. Sometimes I'll just do a handstand because I'm like, eventually I'm not going to be able to do this. And I'll look back at the time when I was.
And you'd be like, and I never did it. It's like, we live in LA, right? So everybody moves here. And then you're like, I'm gonna go to the beach all the time, and then you go to the beach like
once every other year.
and while you're there, like, oh, we should be doing that more. We have to do that more. But then you never do it, right? And I think that's what like enjoying being in your body is like too, where it's like, oh, I really should enjoy it. I'll do that eventually. And 99% of the time, you're not doing it.
Mm-hmm. So I love that idea of focusing. So yeah, you can. So starting from a point of what's something that I can do to improve my health for me, whether physically or mentally. Physically, you could, maybe adjust your diet, try something else out instead.
But it should be about how you feel. You know what I mean? You want the energy, you want the strength, you want and so to do what with? So that you can like go be social and live and like climb a mountain or like do things that you can actually enjoy. You know, it's not for no reason. Like you're not trying to get like a giant body to go put it in a closet for some reason.
Yeah, or to get like a person and then it's like you get the person and then what, you're just gonna let yourself.
Well, and then you're not gonna trust them because you'll be like, wasn't that just about this? And they're not gonna know you because you have no charm and you're a mannequin.
Yeah.
And you have like really nothing between you, right? Like what is the actual depth of a relationship like that? Relationships include so many other things.
Yeah.
How we like break up duties, how we like care for each other, and like you're not gonna have any of those skills of like how to handle conflict or how to be good at sex or how to like cheer somebody up on a bad day. Yeah. You're just not gonna know how to do any of that.
All you can do is like have your fucking 3% body fat.
No, the person you love that you finally got is just gonna watch you like drink the most disgusting looking thing every morning and then and that's it. Like that seems so bleak. Like get with somebody, knowing that you put all this time and work into your body to get somebody who wants that, and then knowing that they're only with you because that you look like this. And I think that's like a common thing. I think you hear it with like money too, right? Where it's like when people get a little bit more money, then they get access to the kind of people that they want, but then they never trust them because would you have been here when I didn't have the money, right? Like, would you have still liked me when I was like a chubby kid? Like when I was like how I see myself, do you know that person? Would you care about me anyway? So there's like this distrust built in because like you only cared in this shallow way and you assume that they only care in this shallow way. And like, you're afraid always that they'll leave you if you ever step off. But like, what's the real connection? Like, what's the, your souls are talking or whatever. I don't know. People say.
And in this day and age where people do feel very disconnected from each other, a lot of people, myself included, want to put themselves out there. They want to date. They want to find a partner that they can hopefully grow alongside with.
But your plan, I'm sure, is not to sit across the room and stare at each other. I think it's to like laugh and like stuff.
Be vulnerable.
You know?
Go to life. Have friends. Do really fun things.
Right.
And it's not only about like finding each other attractive, even though like it is an important thing to find your partner.
These things exist, yeah. But like my range is like it's a weird range, you know, and I think for most people
I've
they're
seen your
natural
range. It
range.
is weird.
You haven't even seen all of it, honey.
Whereas me,
I'm out here doing the Lord's work. Sometimes not.
And I feel bad because my range is limited, and I am somebody that's like, if I'm not attracted to you, I don't know if I want to pursue so much with you. Even though in my range, I feel like I have like a large range. I'm not going after like a very chiseled, like just like a really chiseled guy, or somebody that looks exactly like I do. In my own experience, there has been people who I found to be extremely attractive, but after like talking to them for like 3 minutes, they're just like the most boring people on the planet.
Right.
Like I can't even get you to talk. I can't even get you to open up to me about anything.
Right.
How can like even how am I? And one thing I have also noticed is that when I encounter people like this, when we do end up actually sleeping together, the sex is also not that great. Because it's like, sex is like a way of physically communicating with a person, and if you mentally have a lot of trouble communicating with them, then that's just going to translate to the sex itself. I know what I like, but it that encompasses millions of men. I'm gonna say that. They don't want it right now. I don't know why. Why would
we
you
haven't contacted all of them, first of all.
I haven't. A lot of times I feel like I've run through every man in Los Angeles, and that's not true.
That would be so impressive if you did, though.
Yeah, I went on a date with 500,000 people in 8 years. No.
I mean, it's fair. Look, this is like post-COVID, perpetual war, nightmare world, late-stage capitalism collapse time that we're living in.
Yeah.
I think in general people feel like there's a hard time connecting, right? I think in general people feel like they don't have as much social support as they wish that they did. And that like puts a lot of pressure, you know, on like the romantic things, and it's like hard to do. But yeah, at the end of the day, there's more to it. I don't know. There are people that don't care.
Yeah.
Or there are people that will also genuinely like. I mean, that's why that like rule is that there's like a porn of everything, because there is like somebody who's like legitimately into everything.
Yeah, even poop, which we won't talk about. I respect it.
I feel like you are talking about it.
I'm talking.
You're bringing it up right now.
Say some people like poop. They think that's hot. Not my thing. Don't like stinky stuff, but I respect it. And there's somebody out there who is on that same wavelength of freakiness.
There's choices even, I think, within that. It's not even like one guy. There's like a lot of guys.
Yeah, so Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey likes poop. I'm starting the rumor.
Okay. All right. I won't stop you.
Why don't you think she has a man? Sedman. She's with Sedman, yeah?
I don't know enough. I have not caught up.
Whatever.
I think so.
So,
some guy.
Whatever. There's somebody out there for all of us. So
there's somebody out there for Oprah.
There's somebody out there for Oprah. I think.
Don't give up.
I think
Don't give up, girl.
Oprah, you got this, girl.
Oprah, there's hope for you.
I bet in her closet she just has like a man made out of like $1 bills that she hugs.
But you know what? She loves traveling with her best friend Gail, and she's happy, and she doesn't care.
And you know what? That's what I want. I want to get to a point.
And I don't know if it's like historical best friend or like best friend, but she's happy. Probably.
She seems
I don't
to
know.
be.
I don't know.
I don't know.
She's probably happy.
So this leads me to my next thing. We've talked about what somebody can do physically. Mm-hmm. What are some other tangible things that a person who's feeling insecure about their looks can do to move forward?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, as corny as it sounds, it's like I think a gratitude practice is helpful in these situations, because it's sort of like we have a soup, it's got a ton of salt in it of like all of these negative thoughts that keep coming up. So like, let's at least add some of the seasoning that we do want to balance it out, because we're also training our brain to look for that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, thinking about some nice things that you can say about yourself. or that you do like, or that you do appreciate. And honestly, if you really literally hate your entire body, you can at least be grateful that you're like breathing, or that your like heart is beating. That's all pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know? So I think even if it's really small things, like trying to add that so that you're kind of training yourself to not only look for something to be negative about.
Yeah. That's so good. In my journal, at the end I'll like write down some things that I'm just like happy for that make me grateful. It's a very scary world, very scary time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is like just like naming that.
Because we take that for granted. Like we miss that. Like we're built to focus actually on stuff that needs fixing, you know, and not stuff that's working well. And like I also, you know, obviously I'm a believer in therapy, that like having a person that you can talk to, that you can trust, that you can like get that reflected is very helpful. And especially if like a lot of this thinking starts to become compulsive, you know, which I think it does. I think a lot of the people that we're talking about like have eating disorders, you know, have like, and I'm not saying that like severely, you know. So what would the support look like? There are specialists who can help you find a path out of that place. Yeah. You don't have to just double down and keep going. You can try to find another path. You don't have to know what it is. You can ask for help.
Yeah, to turn into your community and talking to people about how you feel.
Because when you have good relationships and people that make you feel good and that care about you, you're going to be less in pain and you're going to be less self-critical. That just is going to be true. So if we don't have enough community, then like try to invest in getting it.
If you don't have community, go ahead and invest in that shit. Because what are you doing? Sitting around by yourself watching Gilmore Girls? Does anybody remember that show still?
Rory Gilmore is not your real friend. Don't talk to AI about it.
Yeah, don't talk to AI about it. Don't talk to AI about it.
But seriously, please don't talk to AI about it.
If you're feeling, don't use AI for self-help, please.
It's gonna encourage you in the wrong way potentially, and you can get psychosis, and you don't want to have that. Yeah. And then you're gonna be on an episode of My Strange Addiction, and you don't want that. You want to be on an episode of
Ask Dave.
Ask Dave.
Every Wednesday or Sunday.
You want to be on the Sunday one. Yeah, let me tell you, that's a good one. Biased person.
But all that said, and may I add on to that, I'll go ahead and say, hobbies. Having like just stuff that you care about. Go
make things. Make something with your hands.
Yeah.
I do cross stitch. It's so cool to start with nothing and then you have a thing.
Yeah.
Do pottery.
I'm learning Spanish right now.
Yeah.
And it's like so good. I can't wait until I'm fluent because I feel like it's going to open up so many things.
Yeah.
For me, muscle, draw.
And all that's going to give you that sense of accomplishment, but like in a more real and lasting way, you know, because you have actual skills that you can use.
And you're just a more interesting person.
And just try to be interesting. When in doubt,
try to be a more interesting person. Somebody that people
being hot will never compensate for being interesting. Being interesting will win every time.
Yeah.
Have you ever been bored? It's so boring.
I'd rather be ugly, interesting, and have community than hot, boring, and alone.
Sure.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even if I am ugly, as we said before, somebody's gonna want to bounce on it.
Yeah.
Somebody out there. So, and I think
somebody's gonna want to bounce on it.
Somebody. At the end of the day,
if you're charming and interesting, somebody's gonna for sure want to bounce on it.
What they said. Allison Smith, thank you so much for doing this interview. Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Oh boy, go to therapy. Not with me, with someone else.
Yeah, you can't go to therapy with Allison because now I don't know what the rule is.
I don't think only watching this video is a conflict of interest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I can't imagine that.
But like, you really think I'm giving up a lot to be on this? So that's like the 500 million people that you've already ran through that watch your podcast. That I'm like, I guess I'll be poor.
Yeah, everybody who listens to my podcast I've had sex with. That's not true. I'm being hyperbolic.
Some of it's in the future, some of it's in the past, but it's all inevitable.
I feel like it's a conflict of interest for me to have sex with somebody
who listens to your podcast.
Yeah.
That's way more of an abuse of power.
Yeah, and I'm not about that.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't do that abuse of power stuff.
Yeah.
But
fans, keep it together.
Yeah.
Fans, it's out of respect for you.
Well, if you end up getting therapy from Allison, you're in good hands. They do great work, real good stuff. And I haven't gotten therapy from them, but
that's because we're friends. That is an actual conflict.
Yeah, that's the yeah.
Yeah, and it's too late now.
But you can also catch Allison at the Pack Theater as a house performer on their improv teams. We do respect improv on the channel, even though I do regret my time studying and doing improv comedy. I still do it. I like performing it. I just don't like watching it. It
is one of those aforementioned hobbies, though, from earlier that you could do because it is social and it helps you build up like making mistakes and surviving them. And I actually think for a lot of people it can be a really nice place to feel like they get their voice a little bit better.
Yeah, you know what? When I moved to Los Angeles, I was lucky to have improv.
Me too.
Because it was a way for me to meet people and actually start making friends. So that's the one.
Without improv, we wouldn't both be here. So.
Literally wouldn't all both be here. But aside from that, Allison.
I didn't mean like on Earth. I meant like, just for the record.
What do you mean? What do you?
Forget it. We'd still be on Earth. We just wouldn't be in the room together.
Right. Yeah. If I hadn't done improv comedy, I wouldn't have met Allison. And by those standards, it was worth doing it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching this. We will have more. I'll have more yapathons in the future. Go ahead and press that like button, comment below.
I don't know where they are. I'm just pointing everywhere now.
Yeah. Go ahead and press that like button wherever. Ring the bell, subscribe, share this with a friend if you think that it would be helpful. Listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Send in a question.
Yeah.
And if you're in Los Angeles, come out to a show whenever
They're fun.
We do those. You can follow me at David is Comedy. Do you want to plug your ad on TikTok?
My TikTok is I have a dreamsicle.
I have a dreamsicle on TikTok.
Follow me there. Yeah.
Give it a day with Allison. And that's it. We will see you on the next one. Or not. Maybe this is the only fucking video you're gonna watch on this channel.
Maybe it's all you need because you're fixed now.
You just got fixed. You're like a dog.
Welcome.
You're like a dog or a cat. Just got fixed.
Hell yeah.
You know what? Worth it.
Worth it.